Imagine if you had to give away something you love the most. How hard would that be? What if I told you that a father was asked to do something even more difficult? But what happened next was truly a miracle. This is the story of Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him, and the ultimate test of faith. Long ago, in the vast deserts of Arabia, there lived a noble and righteous man, Prophet Ibrahim. He was chosen by Allah and was known for his unwavering faith. But Ibrahim was constantly tested. One of these great tests came after Allah blessed him with a son, Ismail, in his old age. Ismail was a kind, obedient, and loving child, and Ibrahim cherished him dearly. He had long prayed for a child, and Allah, in his infinite wisdom, granted him this blessing. Ibrahim and Ismail lived a simple life, built on faith and devotion to Allah. As Ismail grew older, he became not just a beloved son, but a strong and righteous young man, always ready to help his father in any task. Their bond was unbreakable, and their love for Allah was unmatched. But then, something extraordinary happened, something that would test their faith like never before. One night, Prophet Ibrahim had a dream. In it, Allah commanded him to sacrifice his beloved son, Ismail. At first, it might seem like an impossible request. Could a father truly do such a thing? But Ibrahim knew that his dreams were not ordinary dreams. They were messages from Allah. And when Allah commands something, a true believer submits with complete trust. This dream was not just once, but repeated multiple times. Each time, the message remained the same. It was clear. This was a divine test from Allah. So the next day, Ibrahim went to Ismail and gently said, "My dear son, I have seen in a dream that I must sacrifice you. What do you think?" Now, what do you think a child would say? Would they cry, run away, or beg to be spared? But Ismail was no ordinary child. He was the son of a prophet, raised with faith and trust in Allah. With a calm heart, he replied, "O my father, do as you are commanded. You will find me, if Allah wills, among the patient ones." Imagine the strength of his faith. He didn't argue, he didn't resist. Instead, he encouraged his father to follow Allah's command. What a remarkable child. Even though Ismail was young, he understood that when Allah commands something, it must be obeyed. His heart was filled with trust, and he had no doubt that Allah's plan was always best. With heavy hearts but firm faith, Ibrahim and Ismail walked towards the place of sacrifice. It was a quiet, solemn journey, filled with deep reflection. But along the way, Satan, appeared, trying to whisper doubts into their minds. "Why would you do this?" Shaitan whispered. "This is your beloved son. How can you go through with it?" Shaitan first tried to tempt Ibrahim, then Ismail, and even Ibrahim's wife, but they all resisted. Ibrahim knew Shaitan was only trying to weaken his faith, so he picked up small stones and threw them at Shaitan, driving him away. This act of throwing stones is still remembered today in Hajj, where Muslims stone the pillars representing Shaitan. It reminds us that whenever we face doubts or temptations, we must turn back to Allah and remain steadfast. Finally, they reached the place of sacrifice. Ibrahim laid Ismail down, preparing to fulfill Allah's command. Imagine the moment. A father standing over his beloved son, his hands shaking, his heart heavy, yet his faith unwavering. The knife was in his hand. The moment had come. Ismail closed his eyes, completely at peace, trusting Allah's will. But just as the knife was about to touch Ismail's neck, something amazing happened. Allah called out, "O Ibrahim, you have fulfilled the vision." And in that instant, Allah replaced Ismail with a ram from paradise. Ismail stood safely beside his father, unharmed. Ibrahim had passed the test. His trust, obedience, and submission to Allah had proven his devotion, and Allah, in his mercy, never intended for Ismail to be sacrificed. This was a test of faith, and Ibrahim had succeeded. What can we learn from this incredible story? 1. Faith in Allah. Even in the hardest of times, trusting in Allah brings the best outcome. 2. Obedience to Allah's commands. Ibrahim and Ismail both submitted to Allah without hesitation. 3. Overcoming temptation. Shaitan will always try to distract us from what is right, but we must remain strong. 4. Mercy of Allah. Allah does not burden us beyond our abilities. He tests us, but He also provides solutions. 5. A reminder in Hajj. Muslims remember Ibrahim's devotion every year in Hajj, where they perform the stoning of Shaitan and celebrate Eid-ul-Adha. This powerful event is remembered every year by Muslims around the world during Eid-ul-Adha, where families sacrifice an animal in remembrance of Ibrahim's devotion and Allah's mercy. And that is why this story is not just about sacrifice. It is about love, trust, and unwavering faith in Allah. Did this story inspire you? If you enjoyed learning about Prophet Ibrahim and Ismail, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more amazing stories, and let us know in the comments what lessons stood out to you the most. Until next time, remember, true faith brings peace, and Allah's mercy is always near. Assalamu alaikum.